Thanks so much for joining me here today. I'm Casey Dunning with the Center for Global Development, and I want to talk with you about country ownership in U.S. development activities. Let's take the case of El Salvador. As you may have heard, El Salvador has the highest homicide rate in the world right now. But what you may not know is that El Salvador is also home to the largest locally led public-private partnership in USAID's history. This partnership is called Soluciones, and it's focused on crime and violence prevention in El Salvador, as are many other US programs in this country. However, unlike many other programs, this partnership is entirely funded through and implemented by local organizations. This means USAID can tap into a network of organizations with over 100 years of collective experience working on development issues in El Salvador. Even more impactful, this partnership requires that every USAID dollar is matched by a dollar from the private sector through these local organizations. That means USAID is able to take its relatively scarce and precious resources and use it to tap into huge levels of funding from Salvadoran public and private resources. And this is what country ownership is all about. It's the ability of local governments, local private sector, and local civil society to define, implement, and invest in their own development activities. Because one of the ultimate goals of development is self-sufficiency. So as you can see through this partnership, you can start to see the rewards that country ownership can bring. Local knowledge brings much needed context in the design and implementation of the program. USAID is able to maximize its resources, taking $21 million of USAID money and turning it into a $42 million program. And perhaps most importantly, USAID is able to focus on sustainability, because these organizations were working on these issues long before USAID decided to directly partner with them, and they'll continue working on these issues long after USAID has left. Because while the US is certainly eager to see crime rates go down in El Salvador, no one is more excited to see a lower homicide rate in El Salvador than Salvadorans themselves. But of course, the country ownership also has many risks. New actors working with USAID mean new layers of oversight, new lines of accountability, and sometimes longer timelines. And so it's up to USAID to carefully weigh the risks and the rewards as they think about whether or not to use country ownership in their programming. So what is the value of this partnership and of country ownership in general? As with any development program in the world, all 5 of these local organizations are required to measure and report on their progress towards achieving the program objectives. And we'll have hard data on this. What we won't know and don't even measure right now are the soft results of country ownership. How has the local knowledge increase and local capacity been built as a result of this partnership? Is it more cost-effective for a local organization to implement this program? Do the methods and interventions of these local organizations lead to longer-term sustained outcomes? These are the questions that we're answering through new research at the Center for Global Development. We're building the evidence base on country ownership and working on new ways to measure these soft results. Because in the long run, good development is about more than $1 spent. It's about the impact of that dollar long after a program has ended. In the case of El Salvador and this partnership, it's about working to keep Salvadorans safe now and ensuring their safety long into the future. Thanks so much.